energy. Hey everyone, my name is Richie, I'm a filmmaker, and today we're talking about filmmaking accessories that are both cheap and useful. But before we get into that, look at my little studio. I got watching a few filmmaking YouTubers this week and was feeling the inspiration, so I wanted to try something a bit different and change my setup. I set up those fairy lights yesterday and I've been playing around with the lighting setup, and it's at a point now where, yeah, I'm much happier with how things look. But you know, I want to know what you guys think, so what do you think of the look? Do you like it? Do you like fairy lights? Of course you do. Who doesn't like fairy lights? They're cute as hell. I can see them in the monitor here and I'm like, that's nice. So anyway, back to the topic at hand, which is accessories. So since filmmaking is a vocation that's kind of inherently dependent on equipment, it comes with the sense that there's a never-ending list of things that you need to make good video content. You could very well have everything that you need, which in reality isn't that much, but always feel like one more thing will make the difference. And you know what, sometimes that's true. Sometimes you pick up a new piece of equipment and it changes things or improves your processes and helps you do something easier. But then sometimes you buy something and it sits in a drawer, unused forever, and then you open that drawer and you see it and you're filled with regret. That's why I'm making this video, because I've felt that so many times and I want to help you avoid that feeling. That's why today I wanted to share my views on this and show you my top 5 cheap filmmaking... More tea helps. There we go. Now we're good. That's why today I wanted to share my views on this and show you my top 5 favorite cheap filmmaking accessories that I would recommend. These are items that I've used over a fairly decent amount of time, have gotten a lot of consistent use out of them, and have then determined them to be good value. Now, I know what you might be thinking, these aren't even filmmaking tools. But at the risk of sounding like some kind of bushcraft wilderness survival man, these things are really useful in a lot of filmmaking scenarios. They're one of those products that you buy without a super specific purpose in mind, but then you just happen to end up using a million times. I mean, look at all the different tools that you get in here. Whether it's just to tighten up a bolt on your camera cage, or remove a screw from something, or defend yourself against a grizzly bear, these things are honestly worth their weight in gold when it comes to working with filmmaking gear on the fly. Now, there are a billion variations of general multi-purpose tools that you can buy, but I really like this one from SmallRig, purely because of this single fold-out piece. It's specifically for tripod screws, and I can't tell you how much I love having this. I've been caught out so many times, rummaging around looking for a coin or a screwdriver to help me loosen a tripod screw. By the way, a coin does work very well if you don't have anything else. But you're a legit filmmaker and you want the right tool for the job, which is this. It's a really practical and useful tool to have handy, and it's made by SmallRig, whose products are always absolutely solid and high quality. It costs around £25, plus it came with not only a cute little pouch to house it in, but also a little zippy case, which I now use to store lapel microphones in. Value. If you're a camera user and you're running around without a UV filter on your lens, then I have a few questions for you. Number 1, when did you realize that you were an adrenaline junkie? Number 2, why do you hate your lens? And number 3, who hurt you? To get real though, UV filters were initially created for use with film cameras, which were much more sensitive to UV exposure. Nowadays, this effect is pretty much negligible with digital cameras, but they present themselves as a cheap and effective method of keeping your precious glass protected and clean. You buy one, jam it on the end of your lens, and forget about it. Now you can sleep sound at night knowing that little scratchy goblins aren't going to come for your lens. I'd recommend the UV filters made by Gobe. Gobe. They're very affordable, provide good quality filters, and the company is partnered with the Eden Reforestation Project, which means that every purchase goes towards planting 5 trees in areas of the world that have been affected by deforestation. I'm really into corporate and environmental responsibility, so that feels like a big win if you ask me. They also come in these lovely little pouches and these boxes as well, which you can use to keep cables or lens caps or filters in. And I'm just now realizing that I pretty much love anything that comes with a nice box or a pouch. Value. If you're someone who makes video or photo content, then white balance is likely something that you're going to be aware of. Let me tell you, there is nothing more annoying than getting back from a shoot and realizing that you left your white balance set to tungsten lighting, and now everyone in your footage is an Oompa Loompa. It's the worst. And that's why I swear by using a Greycard. You can use it to help set correct exposure in your videos or photos, but you can also use it as a reference to set your white balance. So this color is also known as middle gray or 18% gray. It provides your camera with a neutral, non-reflective surface from which it can determine the correct white balance based on the temperature of the lights hitting off the card. You can pick these up pretty cheap. I believe this one was around £10, and considering that it can ensure perfect white balance every time, I think that's pretty good value. This one that I picked up also comes with a white card and a black card that I never really use. But look, it also came with a lanyard. So you can clip it to your camera bag and never be without it, or you can wear it around your neck in case you just need to really quickly do a white balance, I guess. White balance. Good value. Okay, for this next one, it's actually part of my set, so hold on. Okay, this guy. So this guy right here is a Gorillapod. He's really flexible, very, very strong, and he is excellent at holding your camera in really weird places. It has a 1/4-inch screw pooping out of the top. It has a 1/4-inch screw popping out of the top, allowing you to mount your camera in the same way you'd mount a tripod plate. And once you twist it on there, you've basically turned your camera into a sturdy little octopus creature, but with 3 legs instead of 8, so it's not really an octopus, is it? Nothing has 3 legs though. Does anything have 3 legs? Leave a comment down below, let me know if there are any animals that naturally have 3 legs. I need tea. It's kind of cooled down to that like optimum temperature. That's nice. I've used the Gorillapod for my GoPro quite a lot if you want to set it up on any kind of precarious surface. I've also used it on my S5 and my GH5 for shooting at desks. I've even used it for sitting on top of a table if you want to have your B camera and record for interviews. You can even wrap its bendy wee legs around things like tree branches or people's limbs if you want to get really creative angles. You can get these in different sizes, which are designed to take on different payloads. So make sure that before you buy one, you're getting the right size for your camera. The one that I use is by a brand called Joby, which if you're Scottish, is very, very funny. Someone I used to work with had one and he liked to call it his Jobby pod, which is... This one costs around £30 to £50, depending if there's a sale on or not, but it looks like there's a lot of knockoffs out there that I haven't tried that are a lot cheaper. I haven't used them, I can't vouch for them. All I can recommend is the Gorillapod by Joby. Joby. Anyway, it's good value. If you're getting into filmmaking and starting to build your own collection of equipment, you'll soon start to amass a pretty large collection of things that all have different chargers. One of the things I'd recommend doing is setting yourself up a little dedicated charging station so that you have all of your chargers in one place. And one of the handiest accessories for this is a plug adapter with multiple USB ports. A lot of camera products these days have chargers that run via USB cable, so having an adapter like this simply turns one plug into 4 plugs. And that's it. It's so simple and so useful. I looked online for these and there are like a billion cheap ones to choose from, so I'm not going to recommend a specific brand. I will, however, always recommend that it's worth paying a little bit extra when it comes to protecting your camera equipment and ensure a certain quality of product. There's an old German proverb that's something like, buy cheap, buy twice. And I think that kind of applies here. But with that being said, it still looks like you can get a solid one for around £10. So this is the one that I use, which actually doubles as a travel adapter, which is really useful, and it's got 4 USB ports in the bottom. And I actually was given this as a free handout at my old job. But regardless of that, it's worked really, really well, and I've had it for a good couple of years now. The guy who handed these out was in charge of our cybersecurity, and he was some kind of like espionage expert. I had a meeting with him once to discuss video promotion, and he spent the entire time telling me how to break someone's knee backwards with a single kick. So, don't mess with that guy. So if you've got a couple of devices that need USB power, then stop plugging up that poor PC of yours and get yourself a multi-plug adapter. I use mine almost every day for charging my Rode wireless lapel mics, my external monitor batteries, my GH5 batteries, my S5 batteries, and my Rode video mic, and sometimes my phone if I've been playing too much Hearthstone. And that's it. Those are my 5 picks for actually useful filmmaking accessories under £50. Hopefully this has been useful for helping you to develop your equipment list or get some ideas about what gear you might be interested in, and ultimately help you make better videos easier. Now I want to hear from you. Leave a comment below and let me know what filmmaking or photography accessories... I left the light on. Leave a comment below and let me know what your favourite filmmaking or photography accessories are that don't break the bank. As always, thank you very much for watching. Remember to like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. I've got some more videos coming out very, very soon, so be sure to keep an eye out for those, and I'll see you next time. I don't know.
I think that's probably fine. I mean, that bear's dead. Yeah.